How are we doing, everyone? Mr. B here, and I'm back today to rank my thrash metal albums from the year 1986. So 2 weeks ago, I did an album where I pitted the thrash albums from 1986 and 1990 against each other to find out which was my favourite year. So I'm back today to rank the thrash albums from 1986. And next week, I'll also be back to rank the thrash albums from 1990. No video for me last week because I was at Bloodstock Festival. Had a fantastic time, saw some great bands. Also met some cool people. I met Simon, the beardy red Viking, and his missus. Great guys, really good company. Had some beers with them, hung out, watched some great bands. Really enjoyed meeting those guys. And the Saturday I met Wendy, the Countess, who doesn't make videos, but she's heavily involved in the vinyl community here on YouTube and in the metal community in general. Met her and her husband. They're both really, really nice guys, and their friend Lance, again, a really nice guy. Again, chatted about some metal, had some beers, watched some great bands. Those guys helped to make a fantastic weekend, so cheers for that, guys. Saw some fantastic bands. Opeth and Deicide, definitely my favourites. Great to finally see Deicide live, and Opeth was just an absolutely outstanding show. The musicianship from those guys is absolutely top tier. One of the best live performances I've ever seen. Other great bands I saw, Green Lung on the Friday, they were really, really good. Crypta, great, those all-female Brazilian death metal, that was really, really good as well. Zentrix, Sadus, very, very good. Forbidden as well, excellent. Some fantastic bands across the entire weekend. Hell Ripper as well, and Tailgunner on the Thursday, so it was a great weekend. Really good times. Looking forward to next year already, because I'm already going next year, so yeah, looking forward to that. So let's get on with the subject of today's video, ranking the thrash metal albums from 1986. This first one I'm going to show, number 13th place, is easily the weakest one of the lot for me. Every other album in this video I really, really like. This is the album I find quite disappointing. It's got its moments, but it's certainly not my favourite at all. Sodom's Obsessed by Cruelty. Like I say, it has its moments, but for me, and it might be because the version I've got, this album is completely ruined by whoever mixed it doing an absolutely terrible job, because the snare drum is up so high in the mix. It's dominating and overpowering everything else. I mean, at some points you can barely hear the guitars. It's that ridiculous. But it does have its moments. I do like the blackened style to the German thrash, and it's definitely present here. The vocals are good. The riffs, when you hear them, are still good. And but the snare drum is just so high up in the mix. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it has got some good tunes on it. Equinox is a great track. After the Deluge as well, I really like. Obsessed by Cruelty, the title track's good. Pretenders to the Throne of Volcanic Slut. Like I say, it's not a terrible album, but there's definitely room for improvement, and easily my least favourite on this list. But I still get moments of enjoyment from it. But Sodom's Obsessed by Cruelty comes in at 13th place. Coming in at number 12, and sticking with CDs, and Dark Angel's Darkness Descends, which is one of those albums that is talked about a lot. A lot of people say it's a classic. For me, it does not live up to that reputation, but I still do enjoy it. But it just doesn't blow me away like an album should when you hear so much about it and people say it's a classic. It doesn't blow me away. It's not a classic for me, but I still like it. June Hoagland's drums are good. Obviously, well, they're brilliant, obviously, because he's a fantastic drummer. The riffs on this record are stellar. I like the vocals as well. There's some really good tunes on it, like Darkness Descends, Merciless Death, Death is Certain, Life is Not is brilliant. I love that tune. Perish in Flames. But yeah, some of the other tracks will live on the forgettable side. Quite a raw production, which sounds quite nice, but the songs just don't grab me as much as I expect they should from an album that's considered to be an absolute classic. I like it more than I used to. But for me, it's still no classic, but it's still got plenty of decent moments from it. But there's lots of other stuff in this year that I prefer, and that's Dark Angel's Darkness Descend coming in at 12th place. 11th place now. Let's move on to some vinyl, and here's Nuclear Assault's Game Over. Glenn Evans on the drums, Danny Lilker on the bass, legend of course, Anthony Bramante, I think is how you pronounce it, John Connolly on the guitar and vocals. Love John Connolly's vocals, but they're not the strongest on this for me. They're definitely better on albums such as Handle With Care. A definite punk edge to these guys. There's a few tunes that clock in just over 30 seconds. But it's still an album with really good songs on it. Some nice kind of quite raw production. But Sin's a great tune. Cold Steel, Radiation Sickness, After the Holocaust on side 1. They're good tunes. Stranded in Hell, Nuclear War. Vengeance on side B. A couple of tracks don't grab you as much as others, but it's still an enjoyable listen from start to finish. Nuclear Assaults Game Over comes in at 11th place. In 10th place now, and going back over to Germany and back to the CDs, and here's the Destruction's Eternal Devastation. Great album. Some nice raw vocals. Mike Siffring, I think, is on the guitar. Underrated guitar player. The riffs and solos on this record are fantastic. Great tunes on this, though. Confused Mind, the last track, is absolutely superb. I love that. United by Hatred is another great track. I love the drums in that one a lot. Life of That Sense, good stuff. Upcoming Devastation, really good stuff from Destruction. I like that one a lot. Like I say, the riffs are great. I love the vocals as well. Again, they've got that kind of blackened edge to them. Eternal Devastation from Destruction comes in at number 10. Number 9 now, I'm back to some vinyl. I'm going back over to the States with a band that needs absolutely no introduction to extreme metal. Here's Possessed and Beyond the Gates. Larry Lalonde on the guitar, some fantastic guitar on this from him. Mike Toro on the guitar as well. Mike Soust on the drums, and Jeff Becerra, of course, playing bass still at this time. There's a couple of tracks on this record that don't grab as much as others, but some of the stuff I really enjoy. The production is not the best, it has to be said. But some tunes on this that I love. The Heretic, the first proper track, some of the riffs in that are absolutely fantastic. Great vocals. Tribulation, great stuff. March to Die, Phantasm. Side A's all killer for me. There's a couple of weak ones on side B, but still some good stuff. Beyond the Gates, a title track. Great chorus in that. Jeff's vocals are brilliant. The Beast of the Apocalypse, Restless Dead. Good album from Possessed. For me, it's better than their debut. Only just, though. But yeah, Beyond the Gates, good album from those guys. That comes in at 9th position. On to 8th position now, and here's an album that is brand new to me, or a band I should say that's brand new to me. I've been seeing this album in the VC, in magazines, etc. when I was younger, over the years. Never got around to listening to it. Been meaning to pull the trigger on it for a while, and finally did on Tuesday. So I only first had this album for the first time on Tuesday, so only about 5 days ago. I'm glad I finally got around to picking up some stuff by these guys, because this album definitely deserves its position on this list. Some more thrash from Germany. And here it is, Exuma and Possessed by Fire. Like I say, a record and a band I've seen about loads over the years. Never got around to picking up. Finally pulled the trigger on it, and I'm glad I did. This is a really, really good thrash album. Definitely reminds me of early Slayer, kind of Show No Mercy, Hello 8 style. I'll definitely get some early Metallica from this as well. One of the parts of one of these songs very much sounds like one of the parts in Metal Militia from Kill 'Em All. Great vocals, riffs are brilliant. I love the drums. Possessed by Fire, Destructive Solution, Fallen Saint, and Mortal in Black. Side 1 is all killer stuff, especially Fallen Saint. Great chorus, I love that track. And Mortal in Black, another great chorus. Very, very catchy stuff. Sorrows of the Judgment on side B. Reign of Sadness, Journey to Oblivion, Silent Death. I am so glad I finally jumped on the Exuma train. I mean, I'm seriously late to the party, but a case of better late than never. Exuma's Possessed by Fire comes in at number 8. So glad I finally picked this one up. Really, really good thrash. I should have jumped on the train earlier, but I didn't. But there we go. It's here at last, and thank God for it. Coming in at number 7, and the only inclusion from here in the UK. And here's Onslaught's The Force. An absolutely fantastic album. Let's get the bad out of the way straight away. Some of Cy Keeler's high vocals on this are quite laughable. He hasn't really got the range to pull it off. But the rest of his vocals are really, really good. The drums from Steve Grice are really, really good as well. It's just an album with some excellent, fast, frantic thrash on it. Again, very similar to early Slayer. Even in the production, almost sounds like Show No Mercy, this record in places. But side 1, only 3 tracks, and they're all absolute fucking bangers. Let There Be Death, great chorus. Metal Forces, some great riffs in that tune. Fight with the Beast, again, really catchy vocals in the chorus. Really, really good stuff. Flame of the Antichrist on side B. Contract in Blood, Thrash to the Death, the last track. We don't get a lot of massive UK thrash, but this one's an absolute beast for me. Onslaught's The Force. An album packed with great songs. Catchy stuff, fast and frantic, savage riffing. Onslaught's The Force is a superb album. That comes in at number 7. Number 6 is an album I actually forgot to include in the 1986 to 1990 video. which is amazing considering I listened to it about 4 times that week, and then for some reason I totally forgot to pull it off the shelf to show in that video, but here it is at last. Excellent band, excellent album. Flotsam and Jetsam, Doomsday for the Deceiver. Let's get the obvious out of the way first. Jason Newsted on the bass, pre-Metallica, so the bass playing on this record is superb. Drums are really good, I love the solos and the riffs, but the star of the show here for me is the vocalist Eric A.K. That guy's got an amazing range. Some of the high notes you can hear are absolutely fantastic, really, really high notes. And the vocals across this whole record are great, and there's some amazing songs on this, particularly on side A. Hammerhead opening track, great chorus, really, really catchy stuff. Iron Tears, that's an epic tune. Some of the high screams at the start of that are brilliant. Desecrator track 3, fantastic thrash song. Doomsday for the Deceiver, the title track's really good. Metal Shock on side B, She Took an Axe, great tunes. The last 2 tracks are a little bit weak for me, but I still enjoy them. They're certainly not bad. But an album that's really, really good. These guys have got loads of great albums in their discography. And this is definitely a great album from these guys. And I'm glad I finally remembered to show it in this video, because I can't believe I forgot it in the previous one. But Flotsam and Jetsam's Doomsday for the Receiver is a fantastic album. That comes in at number 6. Into the top 5 now. Going back over to Germany for Tankered and Zombie Attack, their debut. Excellent stuff. Some decent vocals on this record. Drums are good. Drums are very frantic, actually. Some razor-sharp riffing in the solos and the riffs. Just an album full of really catchy songs. These guys are not taking themselves too seriously. Early Tankered, there's lots of songs about beer drinking and watching horror films. Fantastic stuff. I love this album. Side A again is just absolutely killer. Zombie Attack, great chorus, brilliant stuff. Acid Death, catchy stuff again. Mercenary, Maniac Forces, Alcohol. It's all superb stuff. Empty Tanker kicks off side B. I love that tune. Thrash Till Death. Chains, Poison, Screaming the Victims. There are no bad songs on this record. Tankered's debut is an absolute beast as far as I'm concerned. Not taking themselves too seriously. Delivering 10 songs. They're really, really good. Not a bad one among them. Tankered Zombie Attack comes in at 5th position. Absolutely excellent stuff from Tankered. Sticking with the Germans now for number 4. And here's Creator's Pleasure to Kill. An absolutely savage album. Love the blackened style on this record. Sounds really, really good. So many great riffs on this. Mille Petrosa's vocals are really raspy and quite nasty sounding, and it's all the better for it. The drums from Venta are, of course, amazing. Great tunes on this. Ripping Corpse. I love the riffs in that tune. Pleasure to Kill title track is amazing. That was the first song I ever heard from Creator, and it's brilliant stuff. Riot Violence, great chorus, brilliant drums on that. The Pestilence track, sorry, the first track on side 2 is brilliant. Command of the Blade, again, a fantastic chorus. Under the Guillotine, it's just savage stuff from start to finish. Creator's Pleasure to Kill, coming in at number 4. Excellent stuff from these German thrashers. Another band with a massive discography who have hardly ever put out anything I would consider to be bad. But Pleasure to Kill from 86 is an absolute beast. Love that album. Into the top 3 now. In at 3rd place. And we're going over to America for a record that needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. Slayer's Reign in Blood. One of the most prolific thrash albums of all time. Only clocks in around about 27 minutes long. It's savage from start to finish. It gets the job done. It kicks off with the amazing Angel of Death. A track with that huge scream from Tom Araya at the start. Great riffs across the entire song. Dave Lombardo's performance across his entire record is amazing. Piece by Piece, track 2 is really good. Ultra Sacrifice, great riffs in that track. Criminally Insane, I love the drum intro from Dave Lombardo there. Epidemic, great track. Postmortem and Rain in Blood, absolutely amazing. When you hear those toms that come in before the riffs coming in Rain in Blood, that always gets the adrenaline going. A fantastic album. A classic. It's considered a classic, and rightfully so. It's an absolute banger. Slayer's Reign in Blood comes in at number 3 for me on this list from 1986. Superb stuff. Sticking with the States, and here is Megadeth's Peace Salesman, Who's Buying? For absolutely amazing album. Garth Samuelson, rest in peace. Chris Poland, Dave Ellison, Dave Mustaine. My second favourite Megadeth lineup. The Rust in Peace lineup's actually my favourite, but these guys are absolutely phenomenal as well. A massive, massive album that everyone knows, much like Rain in Blood, and some absolutely superb tunes on this. Again, it's another of those albums where side A is absolutely stellar. Wake Up Dead, I absolutely love that track. One of the first Megadeth songs I ever heard. Some fantastic riffs on that. The Conjuring is a great track as well. The title track, Peace Sells with Who's Buying. The bass intro and the drums from Gar and Dave Erfson sound great. Love the lyrics in that tune as well. Devil's Island closes up side A. All killer stuff. Side 2 kicks off a Good Morning Black Friday. You got Bad Omen. There's a cover here like you got with a lot of albums back in the 80s. I Ain't Superstitious, which doesn't spoil the album for me. Is it necessary? No. Does it spoil the album? No, it's not for me at all. But the last track, My Last Words, is fantastic. I love the intro guitar part in that. Some absolutely savage riffing, great vocals and lyrics on that track from Dave Mustaine. Dave was the reason I picked up a guitar. So of course the riffing across this record is absolutely phenomenal. Dave, one of my guitar heroes, no doubt about it, but everyone puts in a top performance on this record. Peace Sells But Who's Buying from Megadeth is my #2 thrash metal album from 1986. And of course, as you may have guessed, my top album, thrash metal album from 1986 is Metallica's Master of Puppets. Now I'm going to apologise in advance if the top 3 in this video were a little bit predictable. But these albums absolutely live up to their hype. They live up to their reputations, and there's a reason they're at the top, because they are as good as people say they are. Metallica's Master of Puppets, for me, is one of my favourite albums of all time. I can listen to it from start to finish, and it never, ever gets boring. It's just an absolutely fantastic record with brilliantly written songs, great performances from everyone all around. Yes, that does include Lars Ulrich, but it's just amazing. Battery kicks this one off. Some great riffs on that track. The title track is a little bit overplayed, but when I listen to it in the context of the record, I still love it. The thing that shouldn't be track 3, I just absolutely love that. It's tuned down to D, hence the riffs sound so heavy. It's a sort of really brooding, stomping song. Fantastic song. If I was going to pick one that I find a little bit weak, it's Welcome Home Sanitarium, but it's still a tune that I love. I just don't like it as much as the others. Side B kicks off with Disposable Heroes, which is one of my favourite Metallica songs ever. So many amazing riffs in that song. Solos are great as well. It's 8.5 minutes of absolute thrash pleasure. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Leper Messiah up next, an underrated beast as far as I'm concerned. Orion, the instrumental, up next, and it closes with the absolutely amazing Damage Incorporated. I love that track. It's just absolutely savage stuff, and it's an amazing record from start to finish. From James, Kurt, Cliff and Lars. Superb stuff. Metallica's Master of Puppets. My #1 thrash metal album from 1986. It's just an absolute beast from start to finish. Like I say, I find Sanitarium to be a little bit weak compared to the rest, but it's still a great tune, no doubt about it. And that is my #1 thrash metal album from 1986. Metallica's Master of Puppets. An absolute fucking beast in every sense of the word. So there we go, guys. That's today's video all done. As per usual, jump in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this ranking that I've put together. Feel free to, of course, leave yours in the comment section below this video. I shall be back with you next week, of course, ranking my thrash metal albums from 1990. So until next time, as per usual, cheers, take care, and I'll see you later.